Hello everyone and welcome to my Shadow of the Erdtree experience. I entered the DLC with a level 156 character that I like to call Bloodborne Bob. I mainly use this character to help people fight Millennia, but I was hoping it was going to be just as good at killing whatever the DLC had to offer. With that out of the way, I entered the realm of Shadow. I was excited that Elden Ring finally got its DLC, but I was even more excited when I first entered and saw how big the area might just be. Eventually, I made my way west toward the town of Bellerat, where I found my first big area to explore. There were a lot of new enemies there, including a lot of brutes that seemed to be very tough to kill. Eventually, I found my way to the boss of the area, the Divine Dancing Lion. The boss in Bellerat showed me firsthand how hard this DLC was going to be. He kicked my ass a lot, and I mean a lot of times. It was a very difficult boss, but in the end, I used a mimic tier and was able to defeat it without too much hardship. I made my way up the staircase only to realize that I needed to explore more in order to progress through this area. Then I continued eastward till I found another castle to explore. I made my way through the castle without too much hassle, and eventually made it to the boss of the area, Ludwig. Now, at this point in time, I wasn't too bothered with having a boss to fight. I mainly wanted to explore more than fight, so I only gave Erlana a couple of attempts before exploring more. I focused my attention south and continued onward till I found a cave that would lead me to a new area. I continued up the jagged peak, avoiding all the bosses because I felt like I was not ready for them, until I finally got to the end of the area, where Baal the Dread awaited me. After just a few attempts, I realized I definitely was not supposed to be here, and that the claws I was using were definitely not the right weapon for this boss. After I explored southward and really didn't know where else to go, I went back to Erlana to see if I could defeat her. This was the first boss that really stumped me. I was just dying again and again, and her moveset just felt endless, constantly getting hit by new attacks, constantly just feeling like I died to complete bullshit. But after around an hour and a half of pure attempts, I was able to conquer her and move on in the new area that I have just unlocked.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. He's dead. He can't hurt me anymore.
I made my way through Mesmer's castle, exploring the storehouse but not finding too much. I ran past most of the enemies because most of them did not stagger to my simple claws, and as such, I did not feel like fighting any of them. Then I finally made it to the area's final boss, Mesmer the Impaler. Sorry in advance for this absolutely horrible quality. I definitely knew this was going to be a big boss when I got the cutscene when I entered the room. What I did not expect was for him to be so easy. He seemed like he was supposed to be a boss that was going to be much harder than Erlana, but his health just was not even as much, it seemed, as Erlana. On only my second attempt, I got the second phase, and I seemed to be doing pretty well against him. And then after that, on my fifth attempt, I was able to kill him.
Help me.
Okay. Yeah, that was a very easy boss.
Compared to It's kind of weird because that guy felt like he was supposed to be a lot harder than Rolana, but oh my god, I got cooked.
Afterward, I found another exit out of the storehouse and found the raw ruins. I continued to explore the area until I got stuck trying to find a stupid spirit spring rock for 30 minutes. I still don't even know where it is. I just found out you could use Moog Shackle to get rid of the rock wherever it was. After a while though, I was starting to get bored of my build. I had been using these claws all throughout the DLC, and it feels just wrong to be using a base game weapon for this long in the DLC. I found the Spear of Mesmer off of Mesmer's Remembrance, and I thought the spear was going to be a very good weapon. I made my way to the area's boss yet again, Romina. Romina, Saint of the Bud, did not seem that it was going to be a very difficult boss from the get-go. It did not have too large of a health pool. Its moves were quite well telegraphed. The main thing that got me killed each time was the boss's phase transition, with a large AoE that would always cause Scarlet Rot. The boss took 8 attempts overall. It had a very simple moveset and had a large weak spot that I could abuse.
How did that... Let's fucking go. That only took a couple of tries. Damn, 380k rooms. That guy was annoying.
Next we made it to Elden. The area seemed very high level and the enemies stopped me from progressing much further, with their roadblock being these stupid things that won't stop coming out of the ground and instantly killing me.
How the fuck am I supposed to get through that?
Anyways. After that, I decided that with the new build that I had, I was going to attempt Bale to see if I could defeat it. I realized that the damage was absolutely horrible. It took so much time to do any damage, and I stopped after just one attempt. But I would come back later. I made my way exploring further into the map. I made my way to the Deep Fissure and encountered the Putrescent Knight. This boss was very frustrating to me, and after 30 minutes of attempts, I just gave up and explored elsewhere, mainly because the Spear of Mesmer did not seem like the right weapon for him. I kept missing simple attacks, just because the spear's animation seemed to just not work very well against him. I went back exploring and came across the Dry Leaf Arts after fighting the monk. I had seen this in the trailer and had been wanting to see them in action.
He's got hands! Teach me.
So I upgraded them and made a small build change for it. These weapons I've been dreaming of. To just beat an Elden Ring boss using only Yo Fist and Yo Kicks. That's the dream. Unfortunately, the very next boss is going to show me that that is going to be fucking hard. I continued exploring and then came across Commander Gaius. This boss, as I believe we all know, is annoying as shit. The boar charge has a very silly hurt box and the boss itself was very difficult to hit. I got insanely annoyed and decided to go back to fighting the Putrescent Knight. Using my new Dry Leaf Arts build and using my charge attacks mainly, I was able to defeat the boss without too much difficulty.
Let's go! Holy shit. We finally beat this stupid boss, man. Thank God.
After I defeated the Putrescent Knight, I decided to just summon for Commander Gaius, as I was getting frustrated and did not seem that important of a boss. Up until now, only the Divine Dancing Lion and now Commander Gaius had gave me so much trouble that I felt like I was going to need to summon for them. and I did not think much of the boss, as it seemed like it was just a roadblock for the area ahead. I did not even expect this boss to be a remembrance boss, as it felt like a glorified tree sentinel, but nonetheless, I continued and found the many skadoosh tree fragments up ahead. I then explored the church district and then went to the next remembrance boss, the skadoosh tree avatar. This boss did not give me much trouble, although his third phase did very much surprise me. This is the first boss I've ever seen that had 3 different phases, 3 different health bars. It was a bit silly. Although it did have an extreme weakness to hits to the head, and with that combined to the fire affinity I applied to the dry leaf parts, made for a simple boss. It took 5 attempts.
Let me guess, not dead. Thank you! Why? Why did he have 3 health bars?
Then I went back to Bale to see if the dry leaf hearts were going to be the weapon for him. They were absolutely not.
Oh shit.
It was very difficult to hit him due to his head being so high so often, as well as the fact that the dry leaf heart's charge attack had 2 hits instead of 1 and often missed the second one as a result of not enough time. I decided I was going to continue to explore and meet Bale again. Later on, I kept exploring in Elden and made it past the guys who gave me so much trouble. I killed Needle Knight Letta and her allies and made it to the next boss, Radon. I gave him 2 pathetic attempts and decided to go elsewhere, as he seemed like the final boss and I did not want to defeat him when there were still so much areas to explore.
I'm dead. Oh no! I had 300 rooms on me!
I went back to Bale and attempted it with the Spear of Mesmer again for the first time. Got to phase 2, but the damage was so bad it took almost 3 minutes each time just to get him to phase 2. I kept swapping back and forth, trying to use the dry leaf arts and the spear, but to not much luck. I remembered that I got the skadoosh tree avatar's remembrance, and I saw the colossal sunflower weapon the boss dropped and absolutely fell in love with it. I changed my build to the sunflower weapon and mainly used charged attacks yet again, because they seem like they are very effective. Then, I finally decided enough was enough. Bale was going to die today with this new build that I had made. It seemed to do a lot more damage than Mesmer's Spear and the dry leaf arts, which I previously used, and started to learn when and where I could go for the fully charged heavy attacks on him. After 20 minutes of attempts with the Sunflower, Bale the Dread, the looming boss of my whole playthrough so far, had finally been defeated.
Yes! Oh my fucking god! I killed it, bro.
That is one thing that I love about Elden Ring. The satisfaction of killing a boss that has gave you so much trouble for so long, but you finally find a way to defeat them. Afterward, I continue exploring, but I was having some major difficulty finding some of these areas. I was committed to a blind playthrough and did not want to look up anything. Eventually, I went back to Radon to see if the Sunflower build could do anything to him. It did, actually, quite well, and I was able to see his Phase 2 for the first time in all of its insanity, and yet again went exploring. Eventually, I folded, and googled how to get to the area I know now as the Hinterlands. To be honest, how the fuck am I supposed to figure out to emote in front of some random ass statue? That is one of my gripes about this game, is the difficulty of finding some areas like the Hinterlands and the Abyssal Woods without any knowledge of it. Maybe there's something I can find, maybe there isn't, I don't know. After I explored the Hinterlands, I decided to Google again how to get to the bottom right area of the map, and learned that I missed a ladder in Mesmer's palace and had to find a secret wall to go through many areas before the Abyssal Woods. Finally, I made it to the Abyssal Woods and explored for a bit. I didn't find too much there. I had an encounter with the people that can instantly kill you and hide... Fuck, can I spell? I made it to the Abyssal Woods and explored it for quite a while, but I did not find too much there. I had an encounter with the people that can instantly kill you and had quite the chase with them.
Oh my god. Bro, that's just so stupid. Oh my god. Did I actually?
I somehow escaped. I decided to leave now and keep exploring elsewhere. I found Count Ymir and rung both of the bells in the finger areas to progress his questline, until I came across Matir, the Mother of Fingers. This boss was ugly as shit, and to add to that, had some very strange animations. However, I quickly found out about the weak spot it had on its front, and the damage that I was able to do to it is absolutely insane.
Good damage.
However, after the first attempt, I went to sleep, and woke up the next day ready to take on the boss.
Oh my
It died very quickly after
Please.
just 2 attempts that morning, and the boss was dead. After Matir, I decided to go back to the Abyssal Woods to see if I could find anything down there that I missed. I did not believe FromSoft would create an area this big and not have some sort of boss fight in it. Then I stumbled upon the castle of the Lord of
Who
Frenzied
doth
Flame.
speaketh to me?
Midra was mid. He seemed very intimidating at first, but his attacks were fairly simple to dodge and gave plenty, and I mean plenty, of time to punish his attacks. Sometimes I could even get 2 fully charged heavies after he's done attacking. He has way too much time to punish him. This resulted in a lot of poise breaks as I was using my Colossal Sunflower still, and after around 15 minutes of attempts, he fell and onward I went.
bitch. Suck it. Alright, that guy wasn't... that guy wasn't too hard.
I attempted Radon again, but only for a few attempts, before I started cleaning up the rest of the bosses and areas. I even decided to start using my summon sign to help people fighting Bale and R'hllana, as they were the 2 hardest bosses and I wanted to help people doing them. At this time, I decided to switch my build one last time. I wanted to be able to use the Bale moves that I got from his heart, so I wanted an arcane build, but I was struggling to find a fun weapon to use. That was until I remembered about the Meteoric Ore Greatsword I found. It was perfect. Another colossal weapon that sails with strength and arcane and has a cool weapon art. Yeah, this was going to be the final build to end this DLC. Then, after some cleaning up, it was finally time to face the final boss. I gave him 30 minutes of attempts before I took a break for the time being, but when I came back, I decided I was going to stream until I beat him, no matter what that meant. I had a solid build, my Skadoosh Tree boost was at 15, it was time. Radon showed me the hardest boss fight I have ever had.
I want to know where this robot is. Oh, I don't even know what happened. I dodged the hit, and then I dodged the next hit, and I got hit by both. Oh, great. What now? Uh-oh. I can't. What do I do? I accidentally jumped. It's alright. What is that? What is... Yet again. That's very funny. That's so funny. Oh my fucking god, I'm done. That was so close, bro. Oh my god. Fuck. Why does he come in from that side? Oh my god. Please tell me that's the end. Please. Oh my god.
On day 4 of the DLC, and after 2.5 hours straight of no breaks, just attempts at the boss, Promised Consort Radahn was defeated. I'm not even going to count the number of attempts, because it was too many. I was so happy, but I could barely show it, as all I could think about is that it was finally over. It was pretty late at night, so I looked at the remembrance and went to sleep knowing that I had just defeated the hardest boss ever, with no summons, no cheese, just a bunch of fucking time. So, what are my thoughts on the DLC? Well, I think it's the best DLC I've ever played in my whole life. The enjoyment of defeating bosses that give you so much trouble is what makes the game feel amazing. I know people say that there are performance issues, and I'm sorry for those who do. I have an RTX 2060 and was streaming the whole game, and only ran into a couple of problems during my day 3. To those who say this game is too hard, I really do not believe it is. I think the difficulty was just fine, and FromSoft did not need to nerf the game. If you're struggling on a boss or something, try a different weapon, try a different build, try exploring. And most of all, try summons. No one is going to kill you because you use summons, alright? I try not to use them for many bosses because I like hard challenges. Hell, if you look at the rest of the videos that I've made, most of them are me accomplishing difficult things from many different games. From the infamous Terraria Infernum Calamity mod, to Tekken 8, one of the hardest fighting games, to some of the difficult Geometry Dash levels. I like challenges, and that's why I tried not to use summons throughout this. But that is me, not you. If you want to use them, then use them. Don't let the community's rules dictate how you play the game that you paid for. In summary, 10 out of 10, would die 1,000 more times again. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to watch the whole playthrough, look for the live stream tab on my channel. This video took a lot of work to make, and I would really appreciate if you'd like, comment, and most of all, subscribe. Thank you.